Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Platinum Achievements. As always, I am Ray. The date of recording is May 27th, and I'm quite tired. It's been one hell of a Memorial Day weekend. I always, right? I always get them mixed up. So all I know is I get an extra day off of work. So that's pretty cool. I wanted to have this recorded and sent out yesterday, the 26th, but we've had just so much fun on Sammy's birthday weekend. He is now officially a 2-year-old as of yesterday at 7:15 a.m., I believe it was. And boy howdy, that kid just had a blast. We went out for dinner on Friday, and some nice gentlemen paid for our dinner. I greatly appreciate that, sir. I'm told, the waitresses who were our neighbor and actually my sister, they wouldn't tell us who it was, but we had a pretty good idea, and then they kind of later told us that it's this guy that's kind of just a usual there. He tips very well, pays for random people, I guess, and the rumor has it that he's getting divorced, and he's just trying to deplete as much of his money as he can, so his ex-wife, or soon-to-be ex-wife, won't get any, which is pretty funny. But greatly appreciate it, sir. Sammy had a blast eating his ice cream, and he was on a complete sugar high because he was up till 10, woke up at 12, back down at 1, woke up again at 4. I was miserable all weekend. I was rocking like 3 hours of sleep on Saturday. Oh boy howdy. But I think we're good now. He's asleep. He's doing good. He had a great birthday. We took him to a cool place called Urban Air, where it's like an indoor trampoline park with a 3-story play place, quote-unquote Ninja Warrior course. Really cool. Sammy had an absolute blast. We took him early enough where it was kind of like he was the only one his age there, for sure. Weren't too many people there. It was great. Highly recommend Urban Air. A lot of fun. Honestly, I might get like Sam a membership so we can take him like every Sunday, because that kid he was running, jumping, kicking and throwing balls. My wife foolishly let him go into like a foam pit, like the foam blocks, like you would jump into. And let me tell you, as I expected, he got stuck once or twice. Little nerve-wracking, but I was right there with him. It wasn't a deep pit by any means. I think it was like 3 feet. But my wife's not that tall. And let me tell you, she decided to hop in and play with him. She got stuck real quick. Oh boy, it was funny watching her try to climb out. But anyway, on to the trophy and achievement count. Let me pull up my nice little handy-dandy screenshots. Let's start with trophies. Currently at 105 platinum, 704 gold, 934 silver, 2230 bronze. And those are thanks to, I don't think I played any Conspiracy Theory, or Solitaire Conspiracy, but I did complete Detroit Become Human. I got that last trophy, and oh boy, it felt so good. You know what I'm saying? Detroit Become Human, great game. Like I've said before, I've got pretty much the whole catalog of Quantic Dreams games on my system. It's just going to be a matter of playing them, but trying not to burn myself out. And then I've also been playing The Artful Escape. Looks like the PS4 version, because it comes with 2 versions when you buy it. And I've made some good progress in that. I think I'm about like halfway done. Short game. Sammy enjoys watching it. It's very, very chill, guitars, space opera kind of game. I'll probably have that footage for you in a later video. But very fun game. I'm glad to have completed Detroit Become Human. And I'll probably have Artful Escape completed sometime this week. Next, we have my Xbox achievements. And we're looking at 697,760 gamer score. And that is thanks to, excuse me. I believe I played a little more Crackdown. I don't think I got any achievements, though. But I'm now sitting pretty at 290 gamer score in Recore. And the footage you're seeing on screen should be Somerville, which I completed as well. And Somerville, let me tell you, I was very excited about that game when it was announced. It looked really cool. But I didn't really like where they took the game at certain points. You spend a lot of time in like a underground mine area. I didn't really care for that too much. I think that was like the longest chapter in the game. The achievements are easy, nothing crazy, just a couple collectibles and a few miscellaneous things that you have to do. Nothing crazy. I believe Maka has a great guide where he just goes over the missables. And also, now that I'm a papa and I have a family and there's also a dog in the game, it really made me very anxious when your character gets separated from his family, especially because the kid actually says "dada" a few times in the game. It's nerve-wracking, but in the end, it's a fun experience. Visually, very good game. I think it's. I personally didn't like Limbo too much. Like I like the story, but I would put it below Limbo, honestly. And I know I'm pretty sure it's not all the same studio, but it's like the same people or teams that are like moving studios and making the games. I would put Inside at the top, then Limbo, then Somerville for sure. But it's on Game Pass, so go out and play it for quote unquote free. But yeah, Recore. Recore is a surprisingly fun game. I'm having a blast playing it. I'm kind of surprised it kind of got as panned as it did. Like, the gameplay is very fun. It's fun to shoot the robots and steal the cores and complete the dungeons. And I'm not too far into it, but there seems to be a pretty good story unfolding. Where you wake up like 97 years late and there's a mystery with your dad. I haven't gotten too far. I think I did like the first big dungeon where you get the pylon 526. I think I just activated that. And I think I'm still in like the first big area. So, pretty fun game. I'm very much enjoying it. And despite what Amanda says, I'm going to probably keep playing it around Sammy because it's not that bad of a game. Now, what we're going to do this episode, I'm going to go over a few quick news stories. And then I'm going to take some questions / hot takes from the Discord audience members. It's going to be fun, I think. Also, I'm pretty tired right now. I almost passed out watching a couple Blu-rays. Earlier today, I did The Last Stand with Arnold. That movie is very much an okay film, okay action movie. Then I watched Dragon Ball Z: The Tree of Might. Never saw it. Almost fell asleep. Not because it's bad, just because I'm a tired boy. And now I'm about halfway through Lord Slug, I think it is. I got like a double pack. It's basically free on Amazon because Amanda keeps buying things, and then I get Amazon credit. So, pretty cool. I'm glad the movies are only like an hour each, too. Actually, while I'm talking about movies, I'll just go over my May goals for the month. Let me see. I'll pull those up, and I know I'm not making all of them. That's for sure. Where's my list? Yep, my May goals. Number 1, complete Origami and Detroit Become Human. I did half of that. I don't think I'll have time to beat Origami this month, unfortunately. Number 2, complete Summerfall and As Dusk Falls on Xbox. Completed Somerville? Don't think I'll have time to beat As Dusk Falls. Number 3, unlock the Collect All Orbs achievement and Crackdown through. A check. Number 4, read 2 books. I could probably swing that. I'm like one chapter into Sandland. I'll probably finish Sandland this month. Watch 5 Blu-rays. A check. Did that and some. I think I'm at 7 at this point. After Lord Slug, I'll be at 8. Number 6, watch 30 episodes at least of Batman the Animated Series, which would take me to episode 58. That's a bit... I don't know if I cut it out or not, but I just sneezed. I'm 32 now. I'm at the point where sneezing, there's like a 50-50 chance. Oh, it's coming back for more. Like I was saying before I sneeze again, there's like a 50-50 chance that a sneeze will just completely debilitate me for like a solid 5 minutes. I don't know if anyone's old enough to have that happen yet. It hurts so bad. It's like someone just sucker punched you right in the middle of your spine. But yeah, the Batman episodes, nope. I think I got 10 in. I'm slowly working on it. But yeah. I was watching some other stuff at work, so the animated episodes, it's not that they're bad, they're just a little tough to get to at this point because they're dated. They're still watchable, they're still good, but it also doesn't help that depending where you watch it, they're out of order. And then 7, complete at least 1 Onyx medal in Gears 3. A check. I got 2 this month thanks to my boy Gary. It was weird though, like Gary hopped in And then we were going through it, and we got it, I think, on our second try. But man, after we failed like one time, he was like, man, can I just get someone to like buy this for us? Or can I pay someone to just do this for us? Because that would be quicker. And I'm just used to unlocking things that way. Suck it, Gary. I'll never let you live it down. Also, that's not what Gary sounds like. I don't know why I gave him that voice, but that's the voice he's getting from now on. So yeah, now that we're done with my goal updates, which I'll give you the final tally at the end of the month, or next episode, let's go over some of the news before we get into the questions/hot takes. And if you want to leave your questions or hot takes, go on down to the comments. Let me know down below. Top news story of the week for me, and now for you. A new Astrobot game is rumored to be announced in the next 2 weeks. This comes from Michael Cripp at IGN. Sony is rumored to be gearing up to announce a new Astrobot game for the PS5 soon. Details come from DA Labs, and reliable leaker Bill Kuhn, which say that developer Team Asobi is apparently working. Team Asobi will apparently reveal the next entry in the cutesy robot platformer series sometime in the next 15 days. This was posted on May 24th. I'm drinking some iced tea to clear my throat, right? And I look over at my Xbox, which is kind of in like standby mode, and the achievement it's posting is like your next easy achievement or whatever is tea time in Call of Duty Modern Warfare, which is to just beat the games 100G. So that's tickling me to go back and play more Call of Duty Modern Warfare. So Astrobot, I haven't played the first Astrobot. I own it. I have the PSVR 1. I just haven't, dove into it. But my God, did I absolutely love Astro's, I think it's called Astro's Playroom, where you're playing within the PS5. It was kind of like a really, really good tech demo platformer. And the references to all PlayStation games that they had, just the fun, cutesy levels. Astrobot is such an incredibly cute mascot character. And according to the article, it's going to be for PS5, not PSVR 2, which is good because I didn't get a PSVR 2, and that would suck if I can't play the next one. What my hopes are for this game is a very vast, open-ish world, maybe like open zone, platformer, collectathon, sort of like the last one, except much more expanded. And there were already the other Astrobots that had other costumes, like a Joel and Ellie or a Hunter from Bloodborne, and so many more. And I would love if they expanded that. Maybe you have to go and rescue these other PlayStation icon Astrobots from like some great evil that's taking over the land. That could be really cool. I think they have a lot of area to play with, like PlayStation lore is the wrong word, but have us venture to all the other PlayStations that have come out. And honestly, I think a really cool thing they could do is like not only play into the good of the PlayStation, but maybe also like the not so great. Like maybe like the great evil is implementing a few different attacks, and one of them's like the the yellow light of death, I think was the PS3 one. That was kind of like the red ring of death, but nowhere near as prevalent. Maybe like hackers are shutting down sections of the online for the PlayStation platforms. But I would love like someone's taking out PlayStations. You have to go rescue the PlayStation ecosystems, but also the PlayStation characters associated with it. Maybe you, once you save these PlayStation characters, maybe like you unlock abilities related to the PlayStation characters. I think that could be an absolute blast. I would have so much fun playing that game. Because I loved Astro's Playroom. If you could just give me something similar but bigger, that would be great. And yeah, apparently we only have like 2 weeks until we learn about it. So that's pretty cool. All right, next story is coming at you from True Trophies. Written by Lee Brady. Or Brady. Brady, probably. It's written like the Bradys. The live service shooter PS4 Platinum Trophy goes offline this summer. Well, I really don't understand why some people write their articles like this. Live shooters PS4 Platinum Trophy goes offline this summer. So this is just kind of like a heads up. Hunt the Showdown. Like, just put Hunt the Showdown in the title. Like, I guess you're trying to draw people in. Like, what live shooter is it? But it looks like a picture of the games even in the thumbnail. So, but yeah, Hunt the Showdown will have its PS4 Platinum Trophy discontinued when it receives a long-awaited PS5 upgrade in August of 2024. So make sure you hop on that. Complete that game before it gets shut down. I know I have a few games where I missed the deadline for shutdown. Some of them I knew, some of them I didn't. And I may be mistaken, but I believe they gave away the Hunt Showdown on PS Plus a while ago. So make sure you hop in there, complete that game before it's too late. It's possible something similar will be happening on Xbox, so just keep an eye out for that too. Next up, from True Achievements, written by Heidi Nicholas. This is a list of all the confirmed Xbox games coming to Game Pass in 2024 and beyond. So just a quick list here. Wow, there's actually a good amount of them. I'm gonna rattle down. Yeah, there's a lot. Oh, interesting. Okay, let's go. I'm just gonna read you off this list so you can keep track of these games coming out. Games coming to Game Pass, May of 2024. Moving out 2, Humanity, Lords of the Fallen. That's pretty cool because Humanity looks interesting when I saw it on PlayStation. Lords of the Fallen, I think that's the... Let me do a little research here real quick. That is... Man, where is... Lords of the... I'm just gonna... Let me... Okay, yeah, definitely. So I was just doing a little research because if you didn't know this, there's 2 Lords of the Fallen, and I know one of them. So... Yeah, I own the older one, but then they did a reboot, because I guess the first one didn't do too hot. So Lords of the Fallen, it's the new one. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. It's coming to Game Pass. Then we got June 2024. We got Rolling Hills, Firework, and Still Wakes the Deep. Still Wakes the Deep interested me. I'll probably check that one out. July 2024, you got Dungeons of Hinterberg and Frostpunk 2. Neither of those are really for me, personally. August 2024, you got SteamWorld Heist 2. Not interested. Don't know what that is. I mean, if you're interested, that's cool. But then we got September 2024, Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl is finally coming out. I think that's... Is that the one? The one delayed because the developers are in Ukraine? But that's cool. Then we've got early 2024 as the title. Bounty Star, The Morose Tale of Graveyard Clem. Don't know what that is. Summer 2024, Magical Delicacy. I assume it's a cooking game with magic, but I have no idea what it is. Then you got Fall 2024, Avowed, Ara, History Untold, and All You Need Is Help. I'm not really interested in any of those. I only know about Ara, which I'm not too interested in, and then Avowed, which didn't really wow me at the showcase last year. Then the remainder of 2024, we have Replaced, Flintlock, Siege of Dawn, Pigeon Simulator, Sopa, Age of Mythology Retold, Ghostbike, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, 33 Immortals, Dead Static Drive, Kunitsugami, The Path of the Goddess, Creatures of Ava, Towerborn, Sniper, Ghost Warrior Contracts 2, The Altars, Arc 2. I'll tell you out of that list, I'm interested in Flintlock, I'm interested in Indiana Jones, 33 Immortals looks cool, and then The Altars. 2025, we've got Sleight of Hand, Coming Soon, Flock, Nirvana Noir, Keplerth, Volcano Princess, Depersonalization, that's a weird one. And then confirmed but unknown release date, Hollow Knight Silksong, South of Midnight, Vapor World, Fable, Clockwork Revolution, Contraband, Harmonium the Musical, Neon White, Citizen Sleeper 2, Starward Vector, Everwild, 2AT, Bushiden, Marauders, Routine, and a game after my own heart, which I already own because I bought it in early access, Slime Ranchers 2. So I will leave this list in the description. Definitely check it out. There's a lot of great games in here. But actually, one I'm kind of interested in looking up. Oh, I bought Flock before the Capcom sale went over, or before it's getting delisted, or maybe it already has. I think it already has. Where it's like the sheep herding game where you're a UFO. There's just another game called Flock. not related at all. So, oh, Nirvana Noir. Is that related to Genesis Noir? Yeah, it's the follow-up to Genesis Noir. My buddy played it. So some of the achievements were a little buggy, so he didn't recommend it at the time. But it looks colorful. So yeah, that's the Game Pass roundup as it stands now. Following up with that, also on True Achievements written by Tom West, Skull and Bones has lost 90% of its Xbox players ahead of Season 2. That's not good. That's just a fun update I want to throw in there. I wasn't blown away by Skull and Bones. And it seems like a very crowded market. But I guess not, because it's the only quadruple A game out there. But with things like Sea of Thieves taking off on both PlayStation and being like renewed interest on the Xbox side, like this game should have come out years ago. Like it's insane that they were delayed this long, but they legally had to put it out because Singapore said so. But I guess that's the only quadruple A game we got, so I mean we gotta cherish it, right? Man, Ubisoft, like why did you work on this Microb? You should have given us another For Honor with just like a slightly better story, because I loved For Honor. The gameplay was so much fun in that game. But yeah, that's your friendly neighborhood update on Skull and Bones. It's not doing great. And then another update on achievements and probably trophies too. Xbox achievement fixes are out now for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Apparently there were a couple achievements that were not working properly, and looks like some updates have been addressed. There's also a lot of patch notes in here that look pretty cool for this latest update. The one that stands to me is new Green Lantern infused enemies. I think I'm going to get back to Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, because I'm a big DC guy. I like this version of the Suicide Squad. It's a great looking game. And honestly, the gameplay, it's not the worst that I've played. It's not the best. It's pretty repetitive and whatever, but you know, it's one of those great, like, I would call them like almost junk food games, where it's a solid 7, slightly elevated by my love of DC and, you know, the Easter eggs in there, and it's kind of its relation to the Arkhamverse, even though I think it could just be a standalone thing. Like, you don't have to consider this part of the Arkhamverse if you don't want to. You can be satisfied with the Arkham Knight. It's ending, I guess. But let's see, let me see what the achievements were that were affected. You got Blaze of Glory, 39 stars on Riddler challenges. Okay. I think I did notice some tracking issues with some of them. Oldest one in the book is another one. Collect 40 Riddler trophies. Okay, so it seems like the Riddler was causing some mayhem. What's this last one that they call out? Oh, it's all Riddler stuff. So, wow. What a real villain in the real world, but also in the game. So yeah, this will also be linked below if you want to look at all the patch notes. Again, there's some pretty cool stuff in here. There's a lot of stuff in here, actually. Oh my gosh. Some PC fixes, PS5 fixes. Yeah, so you're getting all your resources in one spot. So I definitely recommend checking out this list and this article by, did I say it? Yeah, Heidi Nicholas. Wait. Heidi Nicholas wrote this one as well. I think she wrote the, trying to find it. Yeah, so Heidi Nicholas also wrote the Game Pass one. She wrote the Suicide Squad one. So awesome. Very odd that they're still super committed to this game. Like, good on them, I guess. But after how poorly it did, and I guess it's continuing to do, I'm really hoping they pull it out. I really enjoyed this game. It's a fun Elseworlds take on these characters, and I really gravitate to those more than just like the in-canon, like mainline narrative of comic books. Like, for me personally, whenever someone asks like how to get into like DC comics in particular, but I guess it applies to Marvel too, I just say like do your research on like some of the more popular characters, because, you know, statistically I would assume they would have the most reading material. Like, you're gonna find way more material on a Batman or Superman or Spider-Man than like a Booster Gold or the Wonder Twins or let's call what's a Marvel equivalent? I mean, Nova, I guess. Not that Nova's bad, but I mean, lesser known than like the big hitters like a Spider-Man or X-Men. So I always recommend do your research, find some characters you like, and then just go find Elseworld stories or one-shot stories like after you understand who the character is by doing a little research. And then you can see how they play with them in different ways in different Elseworld stories, or just give fun alternate takes. That's always my recommendation. And with that, the news is done. The news is done for the week. I hope you all enjoyed it. Now, I was going to read a bunch of questions, and if they're quick hitters, I can do that. Ooh, okay. Ooh, there are some hot takes in here. One of them's kind of subjective. I'll start with this one. My boy Balbecco in one of my Discord servers. He says, highly controversial, but base game completions shouldn't count as a platinum on PS. Now, I don't know how versed you are, Balbecco, in the PlayStation. I don't, because this is coming from like the Xbox server that I'm in. I have a PlayStation 1 that I'll read from also. Nothing against you, Balbecco. I'm going to call you Bal. My buddy Bal. But I agree, but I also disagree in a sense. So I get it. You're saying that the platinum should be for the completion of the game. And while I agree with you, and I'm so annoyed that Sony doesn't have a standardized process for this, where if you complete a game, you get a platinum, because the platinum for me is supposed to represent how many completed games you have. But because of the weird-ass certification process that Sony has, not every game gets a platinum. Like Apex Legends doesn't have a platinum. Inside didn't have a platinum. The first version of Gone Home, I think, doesn't have a platinum. For me personally, I don't necessarily have a problem with that, because I always go for the 100% because I was born and raised on Xbox. So the achievements, I've always just gone for the 100%. And I agree to an extent that he's saying that the platinum should be given to you when you complete the game. The problem is, much like on Xbox, when DLCs come out, they take your 100% away. I think that there's a common ground we can meet at, where the platinum is for your base game, yes, and I like how the PlayStation like breaks down, like you click on the 100% completion, your platinum, and then it's like, okay, you've done 100% of your base game, but also here's 3 other lists for DLCs, which takes away your 100%, but now you're platinum. So I sort of disagree with you about Becco, but I agree with you in a way too. I'm more concerned with the 100%. Further down the list, Army in my Discord, not the Army, I don't think. That'd be interesting if the whole collective of the Army was in my Discord as one person. Basically says it's kind of a continuation off of the platinum from Balbecco and from a buddy Sir Mopes a lot, where they're just going off of that, and he says shovelware's an issue. I'm like, and yeah, not a hot take. That's the coolest take ever. Shovelware is a huge issue. Xbox, I don't see it as much. Like, the games are still there, but I honestly don't think there's as much problem on the Xbox. Like, they have some easy games that are designed to give you, like, a microb load of gamer score. But the amount of, on PlayStation just, and I'm going to qualify this right now. My Name is Mayo is not shovelware. The trilogy is very fun, self-referential. It's aware of what it is. It was made kind of as a joke. And there's more gameplay there than most of these shovelware garbages. But it's just like, and I think I talked about this on an earlier episode. There's like Jumping Taco, but then there's also like Jumping Taco Redux and Jumping Taco Ultra. Like, they've done like 3 or 4 versions for like one food, but then they do it for like 6 different foods. And there's variations on that. You'll see it all over the PlayStation Store. It makes searching things damn near impossible on sales. It's infuriating, and I wish there was a way to filter that stuff out. Maybe just allow me to filter out by developer or publisher. Maybe that could maybe help. But I mean, those things are even like a garbage tier less than Ratalaika games. Which Ratalaika, they have some quote unquote shovelware. Like, they're designed to give you an easy completion, but it feels like there's more effort put into them than like these just rinse, repeat, asset flip, food jumping games, or I think there were like animal petting games. It was crazy. And I know Sony said they were going to crack down on it. I haven't seen it. So, get your shit together, Sony. Also from the Xbox side of things, Balbecco again with a second question. You're so greedy, Balbecco. What are you doing over there? Is achievement hunting still a niche thing? Absolutely. Achievement hunting's always kind of been a niche thing when you compare it to the grand scheme of, we'll go achievement hunting specifically. Xbox, definitely a niche thing. You can tell that just by the amount of completions, looking at like achievement percentages. I mean, Game Pass hasn't helped that because it just, whenever you upload or when you play a game and I guess get an achievement maybe? Or maybe it's just when you play the game, it counts towards that rarity. Ugh, almost threw up in my mouth. I had some barbecue chips earlier. It's not mixing well with the iced tea that I'm drinking. A little lemon Snapple. But yeah, achievement hunting is still very much niche. It was much bigger than it was in the 360 days. Or no, it was much bigger in the 360 days. I think it's definitely tapered down a little bit. And unfortunately or fortunately, depending how you want to look at it, I look at it as a good thing because, I mean, it's just more things to collect. Achievement hunting, just based off of members on the websites and the amount of activity I've seen on the PlayStation trophies, some Discords, but also the subreddits and everything, seems like there's more community engagement there now. Which is also kind of ironic because if you look at true achievements versus true trophies, I feel like there's way more engagement on true trophies than on true achievements than true trophies, but then you throw in like a PSN profiles or I think a couple other sites, I feel like there's more engagement there. So overall, achievement and trophy hunting, it's very much niche, very much so, but it's still a fun hobby. It's still going. And I'm glad they've both committed to keeping them in there because I think they realize that is a big section of their it's a big enough section of their ecosystem. Where like if you got rid of achievements, like I would buy way less games. 100%. I can't even explain how many random games I've tried, and I'm so glad I have tried them. They're very much incentivizing. I might talk about this in another episode, like the pros and cons of achievement and trophy hunting. But some of the big cons is I've played a lot of games that I would not have played normally because there were easy-ish or attainable trophies in them and achievements. So, there you go. But he continues on to say, none of my gamer friends care about achievements, but I see there are a few communities out there that like to talk about them. Yeah. Yeah, I was fortunate enough when I grew up when I was in high school, that my close friend group, a good portion of them, we were all into achievements, and we all had Xboxes. It was a lot of fun. I haven't played with my buddies in a while, but I think I mentioned him on here, my buddy Christian. We would play a lot of games together. Let's see, now hopping over to the PlayStation Discord. Ooh, these two are kind of similar, and I would really have to dive into it. So I may save these two for, I'm going to save these two. I'm going to take a picture of it, actually. I'm going to save these two questions for maybe next week when I have more time to prepare. And, man, they're good questions. But the other question from the group, the third of three, the one I'm going to actually talk about here, from a guy named, let me see if I pronounce this right, the Sly G. Cooper, and he comments, would you ever consider not talking shit about Gary in an episode if he paid you? I mean, no. No, it's gonna be. I think this is just gonna be a running gag to pick on my boy Gary for a while. I'm gonna see how many. I'm gonna try and keep it going as long as I can. If I miss an episode, maybe I'll just forget about it. But I'll bring it back double fold. Don't you worry, guys and girls. And as far as him paying me, kind of a tangent. The answer is no, but you're welcome to try and pay me. I've never understood why people. Maybe there's like a life-threatening instance, but like when people take bribes or they're paid off to do something, especially like politicians, like why don't they just take the money and just not do the thing? Like just be a good person sometimes. like from lobbyists and things, like Coca-Cola's like, we'll give you $100,000, quote unquote. I'm just making up a scenario, and we'll treat you to a nice steak dinner if you let us put Coke back into, or you propose a bill that puts the Coke back into Coke. Know what I'm saying? And I mean, if I was a politician, I guess maybe I wouldn't last long because I wouldn't play the game, but I would take that money and then just be like, I have a bill, Senate and or Congress. I'm American, but I don't know exactly who goes where. Oh wait, congressmen go to the House of Representatives. I think senators go to the Senate. So I figured it out, guys. We got there. American education at work. But yeah, like, propose your bill and just be like, hey, let's put less Coke in, or no Coke, forever. That's what I would do. So long story short, let me see if I pronounce this right again. The Sly G. Cooper. Gary's welcome to try to pay me if he wants to gift me some games on Xbox, because we can't gift them on PlayStation. Yeah, we could go for that. We'll see if it works. It could. I won't promise anything, except that it won't work. Because Gary has sinned, and Gary needs to repent at the altar. Maybe if Gary helps me get like a few more completions on my Xbox, even though he's mostly a PlayStation girl. Even though Gary did do me a solid and help me complete the Gears 3 campaign on Insane, so I got my 2 Onyx medals that way this month. That was a solid. He had some cool mutators that got relocked for me when my account got reset, so maybe is the long answer made short. Maybe, but unlikely. And those are the questions we're going to talk about this week. Fun questions. Again, if you have any questions or hot takes related to achievements or gaming that you want to ask me, go for it. Leave it in that comments section down below. Or if you're listening in the future, wherever the comments are on YouTube. I know they change them every now and then. So, yeah, just hit me up. I'll answer them. Unless they're real good, I need to prepare for them, like these two over here. Oh, they're basically the same question, but they're good uns. They are good uns. But yeah, with that, we're going to put that section to bed for the week. Snuggled all in with a blankie. Like Sammy currently is napping upstairs. Actually, we should double check. The trick is to look for the feet movement. He's all snuggled up. He's a good boy. Dude, not that it's terrible twos, but my God, he developed like a pterodactyl scream recently. It is hysterical because it's just him not being able to, direct his emotions and tell us what he needs. But my God, it's something. If I can get it auditorily, like, it's tough because I don't want to make him angry, but I would love to capture it at some point. So, who knows? Maybe I'll record him when I see him getting frustrated. I don't know. I don't know how I'll swing that one. But let's move on to the recommended games for the week. And let me just pull up my list here. So my recommended game for this week is one I've already talked about that I'm currently playing, and that would be Recore. Like I said, fun gameplay, interesting story. Visually, it's very pretty. I like it. I like the little robot dog, Mac. I like shooting the robots and then essentially ripping their hearts out. Do you hear that little... Like, ripping their hearts out is pretty fun. It's like a nice little tug-of-war game. Very fun to play. And it's on Game Pass because it's an Xbox Game Studio game. They call it the Definitive Edition, but I think there's only one list. According to True Achievements, it'll take you about 48 to 60 hours. This is actually one of the games that I could see getting ported over to PlayStation if they decided to do so. I don't know if they would, because I don't know if there's really like a demand for it. Much like a Sea of Thieves, Hi-Fi Rush. I think they both did pretty good over on the PlayStation, and if they were on Switch, I don't know particularly off the top of my head, but I think they did well over there. I think Recore could probably do pretty good, and I highly recommend checking it out. Like I said, I'm gonna let Sammy watch it. I don't care. It's not that bad. Like, there's no real violence in it. And the gun barely looks like a gun, and you're just essentially shooting, like, red or white streaks at robots. Like, it's not bad. It's Star Wars level violent, I would say. Yeah, I'm probably going to have this as gameplay footage at some point. And yet, none of the achievements look particularly, like, insane, like, to accomplish, you know? Or maybe I just am ignorant to the challenge ahead of me. That could very much be the case, as is mostly the case in my life. But yeah, go check out Recore. And the upcoming game, which releases soon, imminently. The 31st, at least on... Let's see, is it still in pre-order on Steam? Oh, it came out already? But I guess it's coming out on consoles soon. So it's on Steam, but it's coming out on consoles. It's called Hypercharge Unboxed. And it's a third/first-person shooter where you basically play in giant rooms or a toy aisle at a store or wherever else. And you're playing as toys. So it's like Toy Story, but a shooter. Which looks so cool. My God, how much is this game going to be when it releases? I don't think it's coming to Game Pass. The only hiccup here, my listeners, is that it is only on Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, GeForce Now, Microsoft Windows, Linux, Xbox Series X, and Xbox Series S. So apparently no PlayStation port right now. That was weird. So keep an eye out for this one if you're on the Xbox. It's coming. And if you're already playing it on Steam, let me know how it is. It looks cool. Looks very fun. And with that comes another episode of Platinum Achievements to a close. I have about 5 minutes before my Xbox goes into shut-off mode because I haven't touched it in a while. If you could, subscribe to the channel, give this video a like, share with your game-loving friends, and if you're feeling particularly saucy, hit that bell. Give it a little ring-a-ding-ding. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go finish watching Dragon Ball Z Lord Slug the movie. I have like 20 minutes left. And then I'm also just going to maybe, make fun of Gary some more, wait for my child to wake up from a nap. Thanks for listening, everybody. Bye. Have a great week. I'll see you next week after.